This is a special podcast presentation from 700WLW.com. This is Darryl Parks On Demand.
One of the rules of the Darryl Parks program is if you vote for a school levy, you're stupid. We came up with that rule, what? Gosh, it has to be about 7, 8, 9 years ago. One levy after another that we have focused upon has gone down to defeat. We do this every year, and this is an opportunity as we sit a little over 3 weeks away from Election Day. One of the things that I have said numerous times about Election Day, the things that are important are issues. It's levies, it's things like that. It's not about the candidates. They're all corrupt. You got to worry about these issues. You got to worry about what they want to come and tax you on. You know what I'm talking about? So here we sit a little over 3 weeks from Election Day, and it's time to lobby me. It is time to lobby me on what school levy we focus 50,000 watts of defeat mojo on. Put some bad mojo on a school levy somewhere in the tri-state.
Rock, 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 rock on high school. Well, I don't care about history. Rock, rock, rock.
I know there's somebody right now going, wow, when was the last time I heard the Ramones on the big one?
Rock, rock, rock on high school.
Anyway, we're going to deal with this the next 3 weeks, as we are with laser-like precision going to focus on a levy. Could it be Lakota? Could it be Lebanon? At Little Miami, they can't stop going to you people, wanting more and more money. How about Cincinnati? Maybe West Claremont. Have you seen the schools at West Claremont that they've built? My goodness. I went to East Fork Lake with my wife and dog a number of weeks ago, and we're driving back down Ohio Pike, and I'm thinking, whoa, that is a nice school they have there in Amelia. Rob writes on my Facebook page, he says, representatives from the city of Fairfield schools just placed a flyer on my door. They need the school levy to pass. If not, they will lose $9 million in funding. So says the flyer. Bus service, among other things, will be cut if not passed. Then Rob writes, then they proceeded to get back into their brand new BMW and drive off. Vote hell no. Hell no in Fairfield. Hell no. So 513-749-7000, 1-800, the big one, pound 700 on AT&T. I need you to be clear. I need you to speak with clarity. This is your opportunity to lobby me. Next Saturday, we will determine and reveal on this program what school levy we will focus on with the 50,000 watts of defeat mojo. First of all, to Amelia, home of the fancy schools. Here's Don, 700 WLW.
Good morning.
Hey, Don, what's up, buddy?
Hey, I think we should vote no at the West Claremont. They stuck that 2.7 mil levy in there that we didn't have to vote on, and now they come back to us again.
All right, whoa. Okay, give me the facts here. So in West Claremont, there is they gave you the whammy with a levy already, and now they're coming back, right?
Well, the board voted this one through. It didn't have to come to the people.
Oh, so they just did it on their own.
Yes, and then now they're coming to us for more money. We're a lot of people out here are elderly; they can't afford it.
All right. Don, how they nickel and dime us with these. It's only going to cost $125 per 100,000 or something. What are they looking for? You have those facts in front of you?
No, sir, I don't. I forget what it was. It was going to be about $100 and something more on me taxes for my house. My house is $165,000. I think it was about $100 and something more.
Mm-hmm.
So, the sad thing is my kids are gone. They're not in the school no more.
That's not a legitimate excuse. I get that, but that's part of living in a school district.
Well, I don't mind.
I'm okay with that.
I don't have a problem paying a decent amount, but not more than I can afford anymore. The houses aren't going to be worth what they're and in taxes anymore.
Have you been to the new school they built in Amelia?
Yes, I have been to them. They're nice. They're real nice.
What are some of the amenities you have seen in those new schools?
Well, they got state-of-the-art kitchens. The classrooms are awesome. Everything's nice. I mean, nice gyms, nice offices, nice schools, air-conditioned.
Air conditioning.
Yeah.
Don, how old are you?
I'm 52.
So you're my age. When you were in school, did you have air conditioning?
Oh, no, I went to a little Catholic school in Clifton, and it was really one hot school, but we got through it.
I went to the public schools. The public schools I went to did not have air conditioning. We did something that is so foreign today. You know what that is?
We used to go outside and have classes.
Well, we did that, but we also opened the windows.
Yes, we did that too. And nowadays, these teachers want everything given to them. I mean, you've got teachers that are double dipping. They've already retired once, and they're coming to get more money.
Got teachers double dipping. You have school superintendents double dipping.
Yes, we do. We have teachers, principals. We have all and staff that are janitors and that have retired and come back and still working.
All right. Well, Don, thank you for the lobbying today. So West Claremont is on the list. Next weekend on Saturday, we will reveal what school we will focus on. Rich, you're on the big one. How are you?
I'm great. And, Darryl, you know that I want all those school levies to fail, every single one of them.
But we can't be, what happens is if we're divided, we get conquered. So we have to focus upon one, Rich.
I'm with you. And you know that I would request that the 50,000-watt flamethrower be focused on Lakota.
Lakota in the shadow of the big one's tower in Mason.
Exactly. Masons went down. You helped with Lebanon back in May, and now we need Lakota again because of all the work we've done on this station to bring about the facts of all the issues that have occurred, all the busing cuts and what's behind them and how much teachers make and how it's out of control and step increases. There are still some really stupid people who still want to cling to the past when the money was flowing like water over Niagara Falls.
Rich, give me the facts about Lakota, why it should go down to defeat.
Well, they want a $4.75 mil levy, and that levy basically is...
What does that mean to an average homeowner? Let's not talk about mills. No one knows what a mill is.
All right, it's $147.47 per every $100,000. And out here, most of the homes are $200,000 and up.
Sure.
Yeah. And
it's not odd to see in Westchester. It's not odd to see a house that's $400,000 or $500,000.
Precisely. And so it's quite a significant amount, and that's the reduced amount from the last time. And they didn't have to come back with as much this time as they did the previous time because the teachers actually came up with because they're afraid of SB 5, the issue 2. So they negotiated a contract, which eliminated their step increases. So that gave us a lower amount. We recently sat down with the superintendent. She asked the No Lakota people, what do you want us to do? What do you want to see me do to bring our community together? And we said, before you go with the levy, you need to go to the union, and you need to negotiate your average salary into the mid-50s. And you need to do that before you ever come to the community and see what they say and put the burden on them.
And what did she say?
She said it was too far along. The process had already undertaken. And so if you read between the lines, for us to help her do her job, we need to vote this down. So on November 9th, she can go to the union and say, look, the money's not here. Will you take a cut? Will you bring your average salary from $63,000 into the mid-50s? Will some of you who are at the top be responsible? And if they don't want to do it, then the burden's on them.
Mm-hmm. Rich, give me the mood of mothers in the Lakota school district.
The mood of mothers?
Mothers, yeah, because that's who's being lobbied. Mothers.
Yeah, well,
they're precious kids.
Exactly. Last year, 1 year ago, all of them were wanting to vote for the levy, but this time we actually have some that are writing us, telling us that they support us because they are really ticked off about losing their busing. Mm-hmm. And they see it for the extortion tactic that it is, as opposed to maybe 6 months ago where it wasn't so clear. This time, there's actually some people who are thanking us and saying they will not vote for this levy because they feel they've been pushed into a situation where they got to drive their kids to school. That's punishment for not passing the last time.
Rich, we have Lakota on the list. So far, we have Lakota, we have Westchester. It is time to lobby me as we focus with laser-like precision. This program and the 50,000 watts as the tower in Mason on Tylersville Road casts a shadow over Lakota High School. They really have to hate looking at that tower with those 40-foot call letters on it. But I digress. We continue. It's 10 after 10, 16 after 10 on the big one, 700 WL. Fox 19 Storm Tracker forecast. Meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer saying sunny and nice today with a high of 64. Clear and chilly tonight, 44 the low. Tomorrow sunny, warmer, maybe some clouds late in the afternoon with a high of 75. Sunny and 52, 700 WLW. I'm Darryl Parks. Taking a beating on my Facebook page. I thought I was being nice today. I put a picture, a family portrait of myself, my wife Kathy, and my dog Jake. I had this picture taken. My wife wanted this taken for the mothers, if you know what I'm talking about. It's not a bad picture. So we're kind of laying down with the dog. The dog is smiling. It's a black lab, and today is my dog Jake's 10th birthday. So I put it up there. I was like, hey, happy birthday, Jake. He's 10 years old today. He's going to spend his day, doing what he normally does, laying around and sleeping. So all of a sudden, I get this attack. People saying I should lose my man card for this picture. Mark writes to dparks at 700WLW.com. He says, Darryl, answer this question. It shall determine the fate of your man card. Do you have one of those T-shirts with a big black lab head on it? If so, man card is gone, and you will not get 3 or 4 trials to get it back, i.e. Ryan Widmer. Well, Mark, the answer to that question, no. I don't have a T-shirt like that, so I don't lose my man card. Whew, I didn't know that would come up. 21 after 10, 513-749-7000, 1-800-THE-BIG ONE, pound 700 on AT&T. We are determining what school levy we will focus on and making sure it goes down to defeat in about 3 weeks on Election Day, which is, I believe, November 1st? All right, should a line become available, give us a ring. Let's see here. We have West Claremont already. We have Lakota and Sandra, tax killer Sandra. Give us the facts in Lebanon, Sandra.
Good morning, Darryl. Happy birthday to Jake, man's best friend. I'd like to implore you to lobby against the Lebanon levy. They just passed a renewal in November, and now we get a 11 by 12 flyer that they sent out with 100 names and positions that they're going to cut.
Whoa. So in less than 12 months, they're looking for more money?
In less than 12 months, they're looking for more money.
For shame.
They had an 8.2 levy in May. We got that one defeated, and now we have to fight again. If people would just use a little common sense, they'd know that if they had enough money to pay for these 100 positions, what happened to that money? Mm-hmm. They say they gave no raises, no extra benefits. Then what happened?
What about those step raises? They get those?
Yeah, they didn't eliminate those, and they didn't eliminate a bunch of new administrators they hired. They didn't eliminate any double dippers. They didn't eliminate some of the secretaries, and there's plenty of ways that they could save money, but they don't.
Well, Sandra, you're one of those people that's really connected when it comes to school levies. What are some of the issues that you see with waste at the Lebanon schools?
Well, I think for one thing, they just borrowed over $5 million. They say that it's going, part of this money is going into an energy savings program. When I read through what they plan to do with that energy savings money, it's just, ridiculous.
What do they plan to do with it?
Well, they said they're going to put a couple of sample solar panels above a water heater so that they can teach the kids that this will save money. They paid consultants. They paid all kind of money for this energy savings program right when they're asking for more money.
Sandra, I have one question about those energy panels and those solar panels. And I don't know if you know the answer to this or not, but it's a simple question. Are those solar panels made in America or are they made in China?
Well, I don't know the answer to that, but I would assume they were made in China. The rest of them are. But that's not the point. The point is it's not going to save
it is the point. Spend the money in America.
Right. But the point is that they're only using them for one water heater, and the sun that shines all summer long, there aren't any kids in school, so why would they even need that? They're putting some kind of timers on Coke machines that are owned by the Coke company, so why would we do that? That'll turn off the refrigeration at night. You know, these are frivolous things. We need to keep the bus drivers, we need to keep the aides that are necessary, and we need to have good teachers in our classroom. Instead, they decide that they want to spend this money. Some time ago, they went to Laidlaw and they made a big contract to have Laidlaw do our busing. Mm-hmm. And they said that was going to save us a lot of money. Now, all of a sudden, that's not saving us any money. They're going back to borrowing money to buy the buses back and take the busing in-house. I mean, these are decisions this board keeps making that are so stupid. And
who's getting the kickback, Sandra?
Well, that's the question. That's the question.
Damn right, that's the question.
We have been asking for documents from this treasurer for some time. They refuse to give the documents. I sent a registered letter about 3 weeks ago. I have no records in my hands that I asked for. So, you know, I mean, they say they're transparent. They're not transparent. We found out that they're buying gas on Christmas Eve, so, you know, who's using the credit card? It's ridiculous.
Sandra, if you remember, years ago, we pointed out the credit card bills for pizza, and there was also a bill in the hundreds of dollars for chili at Skyline Chili. Remember that?
Right, absolutely.
How do you spend a couple $100 at Skyline Chili? Yeah, it's hard to spend $10 at Skyline Chili.
Well, you must be having a party there. That's all I can say.
All right, Sandra, Lebanon is on the list. To Price Hill we go, and Ray, 700 WLW. Hey, Ray.
Good morning, Mr. Parks. I sent you a couple of quick emails. The one, I tallied all the costs that are associated with the levy in the Cincinnati Public. It's 7.95 mils, and on one of those properties that I showed you, it comes in a little over $240, and that's as an additional permanent improvement levy. Mm-hmm. Didn't we kind of do a little bond issue along those lines?
Wait a minute, that's $240 for. We'll get to the bond issue. That's $240 per 100,000, right?
Right. So
okay, so let me put this in perspective. If you own a home, for instance, in Hyde Park, that's worth $800,000 or $900,000, you're going to get dinged a couple of $1,000
in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that's what that means.
And it's 100% new tax.
All right, so this is about. Go back to the bond issue, Ray.
Well, we're calling this the permanent improvement levy, and I was kind of under the impression that when the first extortion went through, it was a permanent improvement.
Right. This is to improve the schools. This is to rebuild the schools and to make them, 21st century type schools, and also build new schools. So the previous one you're talking about is the bond issue for $1 billion, right?
Roughly.
Yeah.
They claimed it was $1 billion. It was actually closer to about $890.
Well, so what? Let's round it up to $1 billion. It's easy to figure out. Well, here's my point on that, Ray. What happened to the $1 billion? Because if they put the $1 billion in the bank and they got 5% interest on the $1 billion, that's $50 million a year. They could build a brand new school or two every year from now until infinity and never touch the original principal. Where's the $1 billion, Ray?
You show me. There's another thing. On some of those schools that they promised they were going to do for the individual neighborhoods, they've been kind of pulling them back. And the argument is, well, the enrollment's not there. Like, well, why'd you promise this neighborhood that they were going to get a school?
Well, if you remember, a couple of years ago, and people may not know this, it was only a few years ago, the enrollment at CPS was mid-50s. And then a couple of years ago, there was an argument. I believe it was the state of Ohio did a forecast on what the enrollment was going to be. It was going to be like maybe 25,000, 27,000, and then CPS officials went crazy about that and said they finally settled on a number that was, I believe, in the mid-30s, upper 30s, maybe 37,000 students in the CPS school systems. But I still have a question. Where's the $1 billion? All right, CPS. Cincinnati Public Schools is on the list. Remember, if you vote for a school levy, you're stupid. We'll continue with this topic, so hang on if you're on the phone. Coming up at 10:33, my friend Nathan Lane from Occupy Cincinnati will be joining us, and we'll find out about the protesters and the campers at Pyatt Park in downtown Cincinnati. As we continue, 700 WLW. All right, 513-749-7000, 1-800, the big one, pound 700 on AT&T. Started off this hour talking about school levies, and as you know, if you vote for a school, one of the rules of this program, if you've listened over the years, one of the rules as far as school levies, if you vote for a school levy, you are considered stupid. Because what ends up happening is, number one, in the state of Ohio, the school levies, the way that schools are funded, I should say, has been ruled unconstitutional numerous times. The State House has refused to make any changes in the way school districts and school systems in this state are funded. Numerous times. Shockingly, all the way back to the 1930s. That's how long it's been unconstitutional the way schools are funded on the backs of property owners. All right, and not only on the backs of property owners, which is pretty much commonplace. It's just that the way that they are funded, and they have to continue to go back and back and back for these levies, which, when it comes to a school budget, and look, at public schools are big business. The teachers' unions for schools, no matter if it's in the Buckeye State or it's in Indiana, whatever state you may be listening in right now, teachers' unions are strong because public education is big business with a capital B. Big business. And the only way to force change in this state, where it's been ruled unconstitutional, is to keep voting these school levies down, down, and down. And not only voting no, but voting hell no. So, what school levy are we going to focus on for defeat in 3 weeks on Election Day? 513-749-7000 should a line become available. 7 in front of 11 o'clock on the big one, 700 WL. 700 WLW. Man, I'm getting hammered on Facebook. JD says I should lose my man card for the picture with my dog. However, Mike chimes in. He says I should get the Uber man card. He said dogs are man's best friend. He said if it was a Yorkie I was posing with and that dog was in a doggy sweater, that would be another story. I have a black lab. Oh, what's unmanly about a black lab? I mean, that's a manly dog. Those little lap dogs, those aren't manly dogs. Got to have a black lab. You know, one that just lays around, gets on the couch, sleeps all day long. That's a manly dog. All right. Facebook.com. You can chime in. The picture is of me, my wife, and my dog. I didn't think it was going to cause this controversy. Become my friend. Facebook.com/Darryl Parks. All right. It looks like the people in Amelia are all honked off about their levy. Let us go to Debbie. Debbie, you're on the big one. Give it to me fast.
I just think it's ridiculous that we're paying out all these taxes for the school levy and stuff when you have a secretary for the nurse and a secretary for the vice president and a secretary for the secretary and a secretary for the librarian. And
wait a minute, the secretary has a secretary.
Yeah.
Really?
I think a whole bunch of that could be looked into and cut. I mean, I'm all for the teachers and the unions and everything else, but,
You want to cut the fat?
Cut the fat.
I got you. All right, Debbie. You have been heard on 50,000 watts. Next Saturday on this program, which will start at 9:06 next Saturday, we will reveal what school levy we will focus upon. And we will take 50,000 watts of defeat mojo and focus on that school levy. And make sure that school levy comes down to its knees. 11:33, we have UC's homecoming as they take on Louisville at Paul Brown Stadium on the home of the Cats, 700 WLW.